Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 4 of our first time playing through as the British here on Master of Command. It's day 57 of Act 2, and we are working on building up our army to get us as ready as we can be to face this enemy army that we'll deal with. A couple of updates on some things. We are playing on the same build that I started with. There have been updates to the game, so if you've been playing the demo, and hopefully you have, you probably noticed some things that are a little different, and this is going to be an ongoing thing as the game works toward full release, which is just about 2 weeks away. So you may notice some things that are different about the version I'm playing, but I wanted to be able to keep playing this particular campaign. Somebody correctly pointed out, and I'm glad that you did, that we had created a unit that, we have the Black Watch, but then I had also created the 42nd Regiment of Foot, which actually ended up being the Black Watch. So basically we were a little redundant there. So I changed the 42nd to the 40th. I think that's who I changed them to, was the 40th. I don't know exactly where I have them at the moment. Yeah, there they are right there. And somebody also said, hey, why don't you make the Black Watch flag? Well, our creations are somewhat limited so far in what we can create for flags. So historically, the Black Watch flag did have the Union Jack behind it, and we can't quite create that yet. And it also had like the symbol in the center with the Order of the Garter symbol around it, and this is about the closest thing I could get to that at the moment. So it's not anywhere close to the Black Watch flag, but it's the best I could do under the circumstances. And eventually, I think when we do a full campaign on full release, we're definitely going to spend a lot more time customizing the names and the identities of these units, because that'll be a big part of the fun of the game, I think. But for now, this is where we are, and this is all about just building up and getting ready for the end of Act 2, which I think will be a challenge. If you haven't seen the first 3 episodes of this campaign, there's a link in the description that'll take you back to the beginning. Okay, so we've got an army that's pursuing us here. I'm going to try to get to these slums first. I'm hoping that this won't create an army as well. We're going to be dealing with some... Oh, good. We can resolve it because we have the correct doctrine for that. So that's been dealt with. I think we're going to probably have to turn and face this patrol army. So let's go ahead and deal with them. They're fair. There's a 17,000 man field army that's north of me. I'm not really excited about the possibility of dealing with 2 straight armies. So this one here, they've got Irish Grenadiers and Fusiliers. They're all pretty good level 2. This is level 5 right here. We do have some Royal Recruits there. He's got 3 mounted units there and a single brigade, and then 2 units of artillery. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. Okay, we're going to try to use the terrain to our advantage as best we can here. I'm going to have a couple of units that I'm holding in reserve to plug any particular gaps that we might have. I'm trying to spread my guys out as much as I can, get in behind these fences a little bit, and try to use the cover as best I can of the fences, because he's going to try to use his artillery and his cavalry to his advantage. We do have our Von Roth Hussars, which we didn't have before. I need to keep an eye out for what he does with his cav and try to counter that accordingly. And if we can deal with his cavalry and take them out, then we can maybe get at the artillery. So he's got 1 unit, the French Gentleman Cavalry, over here. We've got 2 units there in the center. His artillery back there. I'm going to try to anchor my line on this river here on the right. Looks like he is going to try to cross it, though. Alright, we're going to unlimber our artillery and start opening up on him a little bit. Looks like we're going to hit the Irish Fusiliers here first. I got to look and see where is he firing on my units. I see the artillery firing, but I don't see who he's firing on, because at least nobody has taken any casualties yet. All right, we've got a little bit of overlap we got to deal with right here. But that's intentional. I'm kind of overloading my right a little bit, hoping that's where I can maybe make a breakthrough. He does have his mounted unit crossing over here. All right, let's get the Black Watch firing on these guys. We do have a bit of an advantage here, where we can take on 1 unit with 2 at the same time. He's getting closer to us here in the center. Oh yeah, we're Our artillery did nicely there. Took out 41 men already. I'm actually going to go on kind of like a slower speed here, because I think as we're now into deeper parts of this campaign, we're going to have to be much more cautious about how we go about things and managing a larger army. Okay, 25th Regiment of Foot just kind of keeping an eye out on our flanks right now. They're not really going to be engaged for a little while. Alright. He's just sitting tight with that cav. They're still moving. I'm going to keep my cav on this side of the water for now. I'm not too worried. I don't think he can charge across the river. Oh, why are we not firing here, Black Watch? Come on, guys. Redcoat recruits in reserve. I've got the Irish Lancers right here. We've got our light infantry out front. Somehow we're able to fire through our light infantry. That might be a little glitch there. That shouldn't be able to happen, but I'm not going to complain about it happening right now. We are just lighting up these Irish Fusiliers. So far, so good. I left my left a little weaker than the center and the right, but the center and right engaged first, so I think that's going to work out for us okay. 24th Regiment of Foot's going to take the main brunt of things at the moment, but that's okay. Highland Grenadiers, they're firing. Alright, cool. So far, so good. Not too worried about that cav up there. They've got 71 morale. That's pretty hardcore. We've got 48 on ours. But if we can drive off these Grenadiers, we can maybe use the Regiment of Foot to fire on them. Alright, where's my artillery? What are they doing at the moment? Let's get them firing on this other unit of Fusiliers. Look at those cannonballs bouncing all the way into the back there. I think I'm actually going to fire on that unit that's out there in the back. He's still maneuvering toward my left. I'm going to get the Von Roth Hussars over there to help cover that side. My Provincial Cav over here does not have the ability to fire. They're a melee-only unit. They don't have a gun. And his Grenadiers, they're holding well. I mean, they've taken a lot of casualties, but they're not anywhere close to breaking. Okay, 25th Regiment of Foot, one of our original units. They're under some artillery fire. Somehow they've caused some casualties. Oh, it's because these recruits have backed off. So they've already fallen back. Grenadier Guards. Oh boy, his artillery's firing on my cav. We got to be careful here. I'm going to send the cav way out on that side. I hear a melee charge happening somewhere. Oh, it's his cavalry and his Grenadiers. I don't know how the cavalry can charge across the water there. Let's hit the Grenadiers first. This is going to be a nightmare over on this side. Alright, I'm going to send the Irish Lancers over there. I'm going to send the Redcoat recruits over here as a backup, just in case. If we break, we have plenty of reserve. I'd like to see them fix that. I don't think Cav ought to be able to charge across the water like that. Alright, we'll go to normal speed for a minute. Let's get them moving a little faster. Let's get the Lancers over there. Alright, our Cav broke. That's not ideal to start. But I think his Irish Grenadiers are going next. Oh yeah, I've got the tooltips turned on. Oh, okay, there we go. Our foot regiment just broke. His Grenadiers, if we can get a volley into them, they'll break. But it's okay, we've got plenty of reinforcement on that side. I'm actually surprised they didn't break there. Alright, Royal Irish Lancers, let's go, boys. There goes the Grenadiers, they're going to break. Now we're going to need a minute to recover before we can hit the Gentleman Cav. Royal Irish Lancers, baby, let's go. I don't think they're going to break this Cav. It's fairly even on morale, but the good news is, oh, the 25th or the 24th foot recovered. All right, so we'll hold the Royal Redcoats back. That was a pretty quick recovery for them. We've held the line on the left and the right. That's good. So my strategy worked out pretty well here, actually. All right, I think we need to go ahead and pull our light infantry back. They've inflicted 500 casualties, but they've taken 250. We'll let the Gordon Highlanders handle things from here. All right, I think our Royal Irish Lancers are about to break. We're going to pull them out. Oh, yeah, buddy. We shattered him. All right, this is going really, really well. I'm quite pleased with how this battle has gone. Our strategy worked out really, really well this time. All right, I'm going to move the 25th foot forward so we can engage these recruits. All right, he's sending dragoons into the center. I'm actually going to put my cav on them, or my artillery on them if I can. We're going to get our volleys focused on them before he can use his charge to wreak havoc on our line, although our morale's super solid in the center right now. All right, Gordon Highlanders, light them up. There we go. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Lovely. All right. Really good stuff. Who's he got here? French Dragoons. All right. Highland Grenadiers. No. Not melee. Fire. Volley. Black Watch. Same. All right. Irish Lancers. They've taken some casualties, but... All right. Dragoons. Yeah. We hit them with a couple volleys. We're good. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, his Irish Fusiliers are coming in now. They're going to charge at me. We're going to turn the 25th Regiment of Foot to fire on them, because they're just about ready to fire a volley. Oh, if they can hurry up and reline themselves before they get hit. I don't know if they're going to make it. They're going to get hit before they can fire the volley. Oh, it didn't matter. Morale was too good. All right, I think we got this. It's actually a really, really nice victory. One of the better ones we've had, I think, so far. So now it's just a matter of inflicting a little bit more morale damage to drop him down. He's at 17%. I shouldn't have to pursue and go after the artillery. I think we've got enough we can do with the units that are close to me. But if we need to, we can start advancing toward that artillery. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. He's probably going to get off one shot of canister. Maybe. Maybe we can hit him before that. Grenadier Guards are ready to go. Boom. All right, there it is. Oh, yeah. Really, really, really good victory. I'm happy with that. Let's see what the numbers look like. I don't think we took an obscene amount of casualties that time around, but we do have this bigger army bearing down on us that I am not real thrilled about. All right, we only lost 1,400 men. We inflicted 4,200 casualties. We captured 2,000. Yeah, that's really good. I lost 1,300. I've got 1,100 recruits there, so I could kind of I could use the conscripts here, so I can replenish everybody. All right, what do we have as far as upgrades go? I have to remember where we're at on all of this. I don't think anybody's ready to be upgraded. We could get veteran foot or grenadiers here. I wouldn't mind having another unit of grenadiers. I think we're going to hold off on that so we can get the grenadiers. They're already upgraded as far as they can go. Made our way into town. We do have 3 spots available for more regiments, and we are definitely going to need them. So let's go ahead and go into the barracks. I wouldn't mind having another unit of artillery if we can get them, which looks like we can. They're not great. They're subsidy artillery. And you know what? I don't think I need another unit of cav. Maybe I do, though, because we're facing a number of armies that have just crazy amounts of cavalry. You know what? I think we're going to go for some Hanoverian foot for now, and then we'll do cav next. I want to try and start organizing these brigades a little bit by like putting all the Germans together, different things like that. So I'll get all that sorted. Royal Hanoverian Guard we'll put over there. Royal Irish Lancers over here. Where's our other Hanoverian units? Hanoverian foot, there we go. So we're going to make that our German brigade. We've got our Highland brigade here. Highland Grenadiers, Black Watch, Gordon Highlanders. Yeah, I think that will do for now until we add more. Winter has set in, which means provision consumption is going up, campaign move speed slows down, campaign visibility is reduced. So everything gets a little bit harder. We still have that army pursuing us. I'd really just rather not engage them, and I'd rather kind of slip away from them if I can. And then we'll try to find the last 3 slums that we need to dismantle. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add another unit of artillery, I think. What do we have so far? We've got 1, 2 mounted units, 3 mounted units. So I think we're good there. We've got 1 unit of artillery. I definitely would like another one. So let's go ahead and add this British battalion of artillery. What do they have? 3 pounds, 3-pound guns. Yeah, that's honestly not ideal. I'd like to upgrade those as soon as humanly possible. I don't think we're going to have the ability to do that here. We're going to have to go to a town that has the proper facilities for that. All right, we're sandwiched between 2 separate armies here, and we've got these slums. Oh my gosh, yeah, the first army caught up to us, so we're going to have to take them on. They've got hussars, dragoons, so 3 mounted units there. They've got 1, 2, 3 of artillery, 4 of artillery. Ooh. All right, let's see what happens. All right, we're fighting on a winter battlefield now. I'm going to try to move up and secure some of the what appears to be a decent amount of cover right here, if we can get there first. And I'm sending the Royal Irish Lancers to back up my left flank. He's got all that artillery right there in the center, so I am a little concerned about that. We're sending the Royal Hanoverian Guard, that's our only real light infantry, up here to get into this area and maybe try to slow him down a little bit. And then same thing over here. I'm going to try to get out in front as best I can. All right, artillery's going to sit tight. Let's move them up a little bit further into the open here. And then we'll get them to start firing just as soon as he comes into range. So here's what we're going to do here. I've got 1 unit, these Redcoat recruits, that are going to be isolated all the way out here on my right. What I want to try and do is come in with 2 units of cavalry and smash these Fusiliers and kind of free up my right to be able to push in against him. We've got to try and cross over this frozen pond over here. We do have some firing going on over on my left. Grenadier Guards. versus some Fusiliers. I don't know if we're close enough to throw grenades at these guys yet or not. I think we're going to have to get in closer to do that. 25th Regiment of Foot is in cover, but he's not anywhere near range yet to hit these guys. So let's go ahead and send the Grenadiers in with some grenades. Alright. Let's watch the Hanoverian Guard because they're dealing with it right now. They've got a lot of units coming in against them. Black Watch is going to have some fire on his flank. We are getting lit up pretty good with our artillery right now. Their artillery right now. Alright, we're going to have to pull the Black Watch back because they're about to get hit on their flank. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and send the mounted units up and around. I'm not as crazy so far about my positioning in this battle as I was about the last one. There you go, Grenadier Guards. Yes! Beautiful. Alright, so let's go ahead now and get them up on this hill. I'm actually going to push forward on my left. Send in the Royal Irish Lancers behind them. Alright, we're going to have to pull the Hanoverian Guard back. They've done their job as light infantry, but they're getting lit up. Alright, look at how much artillery has been fired at my center. Just look at all the marks there. I've got to get at that artillery as quick as I can. We also need to turn his left, and the Redcoat recruits are in an ideal position to do that, firing on his flank. So far, though, he's getting the better of me in terms of the morale situation. I think a lot of that is because of the artillery fire. In fact, I want to pause for just a second and just look at the state of all of my units here. Alright, so far so good. The 25th Regiment of Foot has not even been engaged yet. Neither has the 40th. Gordon Highlanders haven't taken any casualties. I've only taken a few with the Highland Grenadiers. The Black Watch has been lit up pretty good, but they've got these 2 units firing on them, plus artillery firing on them. They're really the only unit that has suffered a great deal so far. We're about to turn these French Fusiliers. I think another volley from the Redcoat recruits will probably do them in. Grenadier Guards being up on this hill, it does expose them to some artillery fire, but I think we're going to drive off these Fusiliers here in a minute. We are moving forward to support them. There we go, we drove them off. Keep moving forward. Alright, we did drive off that unit. Let's go ahead and push forward with the Redcoat recruits, and we can get up here on the flank of these Fusiliers. We're going to have to cross this frozen pond with the 24th Regiment of Foot. Alright, we are well into his rear now. I'm looking to see where his mounted units are, because at some point they're going to have to counter me. Looks like my artillery's been firing on him as well. Oh, look at all this artillery. Oh my gosh. He's got 3 full battalions of artillery firing on my Grenadier Guards. Yeah, we've got to push through to get at that artillery as quickly as we can. Now he's going to turn his artillery toward my mounted units that are over here, which makes sense. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and turn my mounted units toward him over here. Try to break his left. How are we doing, Grenadier Guards? We're doing alright. I'm holding the Royal Irish Lancers in reserve behind this hill, so they're protected from all that massive amounts of artillery that he's got there. Alright, these Fusiliers are not taking a lot of damage so far, so I want to be careful. I don't think we're in a place where charging into their rear is going to do the trick. The Black Watch is in rough shape at the moment. They've taken some serious casualties. Oh, his cav's coming at me over here. Alright, and this is my provincial cavalry. This is not my best unit for this. Okay, so that's not necessarily the ideal situation with that. Alright, I'm going to send the Irish Lancers over here. Now, you know what? I don't want to expose them to the artillery that's on that side. Let's stay patient. Alright, that didn't work. Charging into his rear did not work. My Freikorps Provincial Cavalry is in a rough place now because they are behind enemy lines and trying to break back toward mine. Alright, let's send the Gordon Highlanders forward. Let's send these guys forward. We got to push through to his artillery. My right's not in great shape at the moment. I think my Redcoat recruits though they may be, can probably handle these Fusiliers with as low as their morale is. Oh man, they shattered. They completely shattered. Oh, my provincial cav recovered right out there in the middle of the line, so let's that's not ideal. Let's not do that. Oh, here comes his cav. Charging right into my 24th Regiment of Foot. Oh, nice. No, change my mind. No, don't charge. Charge into them instead. Across the ice. Now they're going to keep going after the Dragoons because that's where they start. Oh, no, there we go. Lovely. That should actually help drive off his Fusiliers. All right, how are we doing here? How are we doing? My poor Grenadier Guards, they've had it pretty rough. But we drove off a charge over there. Alright, let's get at the artillery. Got to deal with that artillery. We've broken through on the left. All I got to do is hold on my right. So this is kind of the opposite of the last battle, where the right was where I did the real damage. Oh, here he goes. He's charging at me again. So while he's tearing up my right, I'm going to be wiping out his artillery. Alright, Grenadier Guards, hit them. As soon as they can fire a volley, they'll drive off that first unit of artillery. What do we got back here? Alright, we're going to have to send the Hanoverian Guard over there to help stabilize the line on the right. Alright, I think we just hit the artillery. We did. Now it's just a mop-up operation at this point. We got one last unit of artillery to hit. Hold the line, boys. Hold the line. There you go. Oh, he's charging again with his Dragoons. And once we drive them off, that should be the battle. Alright, that one was a little uglier. And the problem is we got another army that's right on our tails. Alright, another nice win. We're getting some really good amounts of thalers this time around. We inflicted 2-to-1 casualties, lost 2,400 men. I think we've got enough reservists for this time around. I'm thinking about the... that's a lot of ammunition, actually. That might not be a bad thing. I'm going to take the veterancy. I really need to level up some of these units. Now we got 2 promotions for our brigade commanders. Morale damage received would be really, really good to have. I always like that. Move speed, no. Officer command radius. I'm really not crazy about the move speed. But I guess that's the best of the bunch that we've got there. Alright. Alright, we did run out of manpower, but we can buy some more manpower if we need to. And we're out of ammo as well, so we're going to need both of those things. Is anybody ready to be leveled up? Oh yeah, we could have done this a while ago. The 25th Regiment of Foot is ready to be leveled up. Grenadiers means we drop to 800 men. Veteran Foot, we stay at 1,000. The Grenadiers would have better morale. I wouldn't mind having another unit of Grenadiers, though. So let's go ahead and make them Grenadiers. We're just going to change them to the... Even though that's not really a historical unit. Additional stamina is not a bad thing. Who else is ready to be upgraded? Anybody? Right now we're making a run for Caen. I've stayed in Caen. It's a nice little town right there in Normandy. Alright, so this is actually really helpful because this gives us a chance to get caught up on recruits and ammo so that we have enough to fill our ranks, refill our ammo. We're not replenishing as fast as I'd like, but it looks like most of our units are fully replenished at this point. Do we have enough to buy? I mean, where are we at? We don't actually have any free spots. I wouldn't mind upgrading my artillery, though, because right now they're not where we'd like them to be. We need to go to the foundry for this. Let's look at our artillery for a minute. So, right here we've got 3-pounders. Yeah, we definitely need to upgrade those. 3-pounders there. And then 6-pounders. So, at the very least, I want to upgrade, not at the gunsmith, but at the foundry. Ooh, for 1,000. These are 12-pounder guns. Oh my goodness, that would be wonderful to have. 10-pound howitzer. Takes a long time to reload those. So let's take a look and see what damage we're able to do with the 3-pounder, so we know what we're upgrading to. So shell damage is 20, accuracy is 20, reload speeds 25 seconds. So even here we get 30 damage, 25 accuracy, but it's slower reload time. 35 damage, those are more expensive. I'd like a nice combination of accuracy with fast reload if I can get it. 8-pound unicorn, 56 seconds. That's 35 and shell damage at 35. Those are pretty good. The bronze 3-pound or 6-pound gun. I think that's what we're going to go with. That wipes me out financially. I mean, there's a few things we can sell here that we're not really going to use. So let's go ahead and upgrade those guns. That'll be helpful moving forward. Those are the ones that already have 6-pounders. Alright, and then we can, I don't know how much they're worth, but can we sell? Yeah, they're not worth much at all. We'll go ahead and sell those, though. Okay, let's go ahead and, we still got that other army pursuing us, but I like my odds better against this army with 13,000 men. 1, 2, 3, 4 units of cav. He's got 3 of artillery. That's pretty much what we've been facing all along. Once again, he's got fusiliers and recruits, but we have a stronger army than we've ever had. I do need another brigade, though. Before this goes to the last kind of battle with the boss army, so to speak, we are going to need another brigade. Okay. Same deal. I want to try and keep my army tight as best I can. I don't have a lot of great spots for cover to go in this one, so I think we're going to sit back and let him come to us. I do want to spread my infantry out as much as I can because that mitigates the damage his artillery does because it doesn't give him as many lines to go through. I'm going to hold one unit in reserve, the Highland Grenadiers. I have 2 units of Highland Grenadiers now, so I renamed them the 1st and 2nd Highland Grenadiers. I'm going to keep my cav in the woods. We need to get our artillery in a place where they can make a difference. I actually want to put them somewhere where they're on the front of the line so we can maybe use some canister fire, which we can't do otherwise. Alright, I think that'll do for now until we see what he does. I'm going to send the Black Watch up. I am going to advance a little bit here just to take advantage of the cover. We do have some cover in the center, but that's about the only place we've got a decent amount of cover. And then right here in the woods. So it looks like he's pretty spread out. He's got a lot of units right here in the center where his artillery is, but he's trying to get around my left with his provincial cavalry, which is fine. I've got my Royal Irish Lancers ready to go over there. I'm actually going to pull them back. I'm going to put the Highland Grenadiers right here. So heavy cav, supported by Irish Lancers, can handle them just fine. We got the Hanoverian foot right here, and they're about to take on some French Fusiliers. I'm going to move them up a little bit. Redcoat recruits right there, so they're going to have a 2-on-1 advantage right there. My artillery is already engaging the enemy. Actually, I wouldn't mind targeting his artillery a little bit. All right, Highland Grenadiers, let's get a volley in on these guys. Right as they're charging. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, you don't want to deal with that, do you? Launch a charge and get nailed with a volley from Grenadiers. So let's go ahead and move up our Irish Lancers, because now we don't have any mounted unit on that side to contend with, so we can bring the Grenadiers around. That's a good start to the battle for me. Hanoverian foot. Let's get you over here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in for a minute and just kind of get a little look at what's going on the ground level while we've got some time. Our Redcoat recruits are reloading, getting ready to fire a volley into the French Fusiliers. While we're waiting for him to attack our center, we've got some time to just sit and enjoy it a little bit. Fire, boys. Nice. Alright, so far so good here because he's not taking fire. The Hanoverian foot are taking the fire, but they just caused the Fusiliers to retreat. So we've already caused units to retreat on both flanks. Makes my job significantly easier. We can actually go ahead now and bring forward the 24th Regiment of Foot because our flanks are pretty secure. We'll keep the Hanoverian foot occupied with them. Actually, you know what? For now, we'll do the same with the Redcoat recruits. Who's this unit coming in over here? Fusiliers, who are going to be marching right into my killing zone. I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Poor strategy from the French general on this one. He's making my job easy because he came at my flanks piecemeal. Didn't send his full army in at the same time. Definitely made my job easier. Now he's going to turn and try to deal with my Highland Grenadiers on his flank, which is going to expose his flank to 2 other units. Alright, how's our light infantry doing out here? They take a lot of casualties, but they do a great job in slowing down his center while I deal with the flanks, which is really helpful. He's in the water right now. Alright, we shattered that unit. Now he's going to send his hussars at my Royal Irish Lancers. So let's go ahead and get the grenadiers up here to support them, because he's definitely going to charge into me. That's a cool little detail there, just looking at that church with the cemetery and everything. Alright, Royal Irish Lancers, you ready? Here they come. They're going to charge into you. I'm going to back up here because we were able to fire a volley. The Royal Irish Lancers have guns. And what I want to do here is I want to buy time for my Highland Grenadiers haven't reloaded yet either, so they're not going to have a chance to do that. So let's go ahead and countercharge. Hopefully this works out. Not sure if it will, but even if it doesn't, we're going to give them a morale hit while our Highland Grenadiers get reloaded and ready to fire. Alright, how we doing over here? Good. We drove back the Fusiliers. Alright, so far so good. Oh, we did drive off the Hussars. Nice job, Royal Irish Lancers. Good job, guys. They've done some great work in this battle. Alright, let's get the Grenadiers ready because we do have more coming. We've got Grenadier Guards here. So 2 units of Grenadiers on this side. 3 units, actually. We basically got a whole Grenadier Brigade over here. Alright, he's coming forward with his mounted units now. So we got to pull the Royal Hanoverian Guard back because they're light infantry and they will not do well against the mounted units. Let's bring up our Hussars. We're going to send our cav forward. Not ideal cav, but they're just buying time for our light infantry to back up and get out of there. We're going to send the Von Roth Hussars. Oh no! I left that open spot for my artillery and his cavalry charged right into it. That was a serious mistake on my part. And sending my division commander, probably not the best way to deal with that. And now he's going to charge right at my supply train. Oh my gosh, that was a major blunder on my part. I left that center wide open. My supplies. Shattered my supplies. I was doing so good in this battle too, and then I went and just totally screwed it up. What's hitting me over here? Oh, his Hussars recovered and came at the Irish Lancers again. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go grenading. And my Highland Grenadiers don't have any grenades. Alright, did we deal with them? We did. Alright, so we dealt with his cav that had gone through there. But at great cost. He tore me up in there. Alright, so that's why we don't leave an opening, because I ended up not using the artillery for grape shot anyway. Alright, as soon as we get another volley on these guys, we're going to charge in and finish them off. Now who's charging? Oh, it's my Freikorps Provincial Cavalry. We need to pull them back. Alright. Grenadier Guards are about to unleash a volley right before my charge hits. Or right as my charge hits. Yeah, we'll shatter them. And that should pretty much finish this battle, no? He does still have artillery out there that we have to deal with. Somehow the battle hasn't finished yet. Yeah, this was a messy one. This was not my best work in terms of unit cohesion and solid battlefield tactics, but overall I'm pretty happy with these 3 battles. I still have that looming army that keeps chasing me around the map, though. I'm hoping after this battle, though, we'll have enough money to buy another brigade, because we need one more brigade desperately. And what I might do at that point is do an entire brigade for artillery. So now let's just go ahead and get in here and hit this last artillery battalion, which should be enough to win the battle. There we go. Alright, we probably lost about, what, 3,000 men in that one. I hope that I didn't lose a lot of supplies because of what happened. Inflict 100,000 casualties in the campaign. No war crimes here is the is what we just unlocked. Oh, actually, we only lost 1,500 men and inflicted 5,000 casualties. That went way better than I thought it did. Additional plunder, 787. Yeah, I think we're going to need more than that to... You know what? Veterancy. No, I don't think at this point we need the veterancy. Casualties restored, reservists. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, man, we lost that artillery battalion that shattered is gone. We lost them completely. That sucks. That sucks bad. That's painful. All right, we're still going to need to buy some more ammo. Oh, boy. That's frustrating. All right, I think that's a good place to wrap up for now. What is it going to cost us? $3,200 to buy another brigade. So we're nowhere close to buying another brigade. Let's go into town and wrap it up right there. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below. We're going to come back next episode. Keep running away from that enemy army. We've got to somehow get another brigade. We need several thousand more men before we go taking on the enemy main army that I'm sure is going to be pretty massive when the time comes. Thanks for watching.